Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing my April favorites. I am long overdue for a monthly favorites video. I haven't done one since 2021, so it is time. I have a bunch of products that I want to share with you guys. Some of them are newer, some of them I picked up during the Sephora sale, and I want to update you. And yeah, we just have a bunch. So let's begin. Let's start off with the hair products because I only have one, and you guys always seem to compliment me on my hair. Thank you very much. I will put all my descriptions of all my hair things in the description box. And yeah, anyways, this is a new product to the market and a new product to me, and I love it. It's the Olaplex No. 9 Bond Protector Hair Serum. So I also love the Olaplex, I want to say it's like number 6. I don't know. There's so many numbers, but the leave-in cream, I love that one, and I wanted to try this because I kind of prefer a serum or oil over a cream just because I have more fine hair and sometimes creams weigh them down. But anyways, this is amazing. It has a very similar kind of effect as that leave-in, but it's a much lighter consistency, and it is very thin. And I wasn't even really expecting it to be like this. I don't have any hair serums that are like this. It's very almost like, yeah, I don't want to go there. But yeah, this is great. It's silicone free, so it's not going to coat your hair and give you a ton of buildup. It's really thin. It's detangling. It helps my hair stay smooth and not get frizzy. And I absolutely love this. As far as the bond building excuse me, technology, I don't really know because I haven't been using it that long, but so far so good. It's really nice. It's lightweight, has kind of like almost like a minty smell to it, so not super strong. You can't like smell it all day, but it smells a little bit minty. Next, let's talk about a self tanner because I haven't talked about a self tanner in a while. I typically don't self tan, to be honest with you. I used to be super into it, all the rage, but then I became lazy and I just never really do it. So when I do it, I just like to do a gradual tan because I am lazy, like I said. So I found this one. I have it on my body today. But yeah, this is from Tan Luxe. This is the gradual from them. They also have one that's called the butter. I tried that one as well. I just prefer this. I think this gives me more color, and I love the application of this. So I mentioned this on Instagram, but this is a very thin product, and they describe it as an oil lotion hybrid, and I love that. I haven't tried any products that are a lotion oil hybrid before, so it's very thin and it spreads really nicely. Like one little drop can do your whole arm, another drop does your other arm, and so on and so forth, and it rubs in really easily. A lot of gradual self tanners, you have to really work them in because they go on white, and then you're just rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing, and it's just when is it gonna end? When is it gonna soak in? And like I said, I'm lazy. I don't have time for that. I do have time for that. I don't want it. So this is really nice, and I find that the smell of this is very, very minimal. I think the longer you have it on, the more you could smell it. I put this on and I can go about my day and not feel like I have self tanner on. It goes on clear. It says illuminating. I don't really see that, but yeah, you can wash it off relatively soon. It says it develops within 1 to 2 hours. I usually leave it on throughout the day, but say I put it on in the morning, by nighttime, I want to wash it off because at that point, a little bit of smell starts to come through, but not a ton. So I love this, and the way I apply this is I put lotion on my hands first as a barrier, and then I apply it all over with my hands, wash my hands, and then I go in and put some product, say, on a makeup brush, and then I go over my hands like this and my feet like that, and I have no issues. I pride myself on not being that influencer with the scary orange hands. Have you ever really seen me with the orange hands? Have you? Granted, I don't self-tan that much, but I pride myself on not getting the orange mitts, So love this, highly recommend. I definitely will be repurchasing for sure once this runs out. Next, moving on, I don't want to talk about fragrance too heavily because I just did a spring fragrance video, which you guys should check out. But I wanted to quickly mention this body spray because it's technically not a perfume. but I have a whole bunch of perfumes in that video. But this is from Mixbar. It's the Whipped Almond. I said in that video, I love wearing this before I go to bed. I wear it like other times, but I love wearing it before I go to bed because it's kind of like this cozy, yummy smell. And I believe in my soul that this smells like Dr. Pepper. And I really love that about it. It is like sweet, kind of almost like a cherry-ish vibe. I believe it's an almond note, but it comes off a little bit cherry-y. It's like milky, creamy, sandalwood. It's like a little woody. I don't know. It's just really nice. And if you want to smell like Dr. Pepper, you should purchase this at Target. I also have the perfume version of this. For some reason, I like the smell of the body spray just a little bit better. They're very similar, but I really like the body spray. I broke my cap. It is what it is, but you should get it super cheap at Target. And I said in that video, but if you like scents like the Sol de Janeiro, the Cheriosa Mist that smells like the Boom Boom Cream, I think you would really like that. So check it out. Super cheap, super good, super Dr. Peppery. Next up, 2 sunscreens I want to mention to you guys because you must wear sunscreen. You must do it. We have a tinted one and a non-tinted one. So this one is non-tinted, and it is the Biossance Squalane and Zinc Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. I love mineral-based sunscreens. I have more sensitive skin, and a lot of the times chemical sunscreens, they just like, I don't have a good reaction, or they get in my eyes and they make them burn and sting. So I prefer mineral sunscreens on my face. So this one is great. It doesn't leave a white cast. It has a really nice texture. It's not thick, it's not drying, it's not greasy, and I love it. So it goes on white, obviously, but once you rub it in, it is not white. And I really like it. I wouldn't say it gives a matte finish, but it doesn't give a dewy finish either. So I don't know if you can kind of see there's like a slight sheen, but my makeup goes on really nicely over top and I love it. It is SPF 30. Big fan of that. So then for the tinted sunscreen, I have been loving this one from Nude Sticks. It is the Nude Screen Daily Mineral Veil. My camera is just not doing its job. You're going to be fired. You're going to be fired. But this is from Nude Stick. It's the Nude Screen in the shade Warm. So I love the Elastin Hydra Tint Mineral Tinted Sunscreen. It's one of my favorites. But if I am very tan, it does not work for me. It gets ashy on me. It just comes in one shade. So that's very limiting. And so I wanted to try out this one. And this one is very different from that one in that that one gives like coverage. Like it's almost like a tinted moisturizer type product. This just gives a tint. Like no coverage, just a tint. And so this is the shade Warm, which I'll show you guys. Like when I first put it on, it just seems really like peachy almost. But have no fear. Once you rub it in, because it's not super pigmented, I feel like it kind of just blends in and adapts. So let me work it in and give it a second to adjust. I don't know if you're ever going to be able to tell. You probably, well, maybe you can tell a little bit. This one is just slightly darker than this one. So it's a very, very sheer tint. One of those products where like, if your face doesn't match your body, this is going to kind of help it a little bit, but it's not going to give coverage. It just gives a sheer wash, like a watercolor wash on your skin of a little bit of warmth. And I really like this. The nice thing about this is that it dries down and it doesn't like transfer. Like when I touch my face, it doesn't like move around. I don't get like orange hands like after I touch my face. It doesn't transfer like that. So I really like it. Just for a really nice run out the door, put on some mascara, brow gel, and like a lip gloss, that kind of moment. You could obviously put makeup on top of this. It kind of would act like a primer almost. But it's really great if you don't want to apply a makeup product, you just want a hint of color. Check this out. So now let's move on to makeup. First, I want to talk about a concealer. I've been loving this. I have an Instagram Reels of me applying this so you can see a really nice before and after. But I think I tried this when it first came out and maybe I didn't have the right shade or maybe I just didn't apply it correctly, but I didn't really love it the first time I tried it. But I revisited it and I love this. This is a very full coverage product. You do not need a lot at all, and I think I need to get a lighter shade just because this one is very brightening on me, so I have to be very strategic when I apply it, because if I apply this everywhere it just looks too much and too light and bright. But right now I just really love focusing it right in here, and like I said, a little bit goes a long way. It really spreads and it gives really great coverage. And this, not like the secret, but the key to applying this is you really want to press it in. So you either want to apply it with, oh my god. Anyways, as I was saying, I prefer to apply this either with a brush. This is the Hourglass brush that is specifically made for this concealer. Really tapping it in and pressing it in, I think you get the best finish. Or if you do apply and blend out with a sponge, you want to make sure the sponge is pretty much dry. I don't like this with a wet sponge. I want my sponge to be basically just like a whisper of wetness, like from 3 days ago. That sounds really unsanitary, but I don't like my sponge to be too wet when I'm blending this. I feel like it gives the best finish when you have like a brush or a very, very dry sponge, or maybe even a powder puff. Actually, I've not tried that, but I really love this concealer. It has great coverage. It doesn't get creasy on me. It lasts all day, and I don't think it looks heavy under the eyes. But like I said, you only need a little bit. If you go in with, you know, your typical Instagram, YouTube, tons of swipes and all that, it's just too much. You really only need a tiny bit of this. So that's that. Next, I wanted to mention the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in shade 6.5. I don't know if I've mentioned this before on my channel yet, but I love using shade 6.5 as a kind of like cream bronzer on a no makeup day or on a full face like I have today. It's just so nice to do a few swipes like up around like the perimeter of your face and take a little bit on the nose. It looks so nice. It has like a tiny bit of a shimmer finish into it, and it just looks really nice, really youthful, glowy, pretty, and 6.5 is the perfect shade for me to do that right now. I love it. It's not too orangey, and I love it. So I need to get the fuller size because I am kind of whittling down to the bottom of this because I use it quite a bit. I think I need to do kind of like an updated no makeup video using this because I love this for that. Then now let's talk about some powders. So I do have a drugstore powder that I had to recommend to you guys, and I showed this on Instagram recently. This is the Revlon Color Stay Matte Setting Powder, the BLOT powder. And I believe it only comes in one shade. This is a very translucent powder, and it actually reminds me a lot of my favorite powder, the Ilia Soft Focus. So this is not going to give you coverage necessarily at all when you're applying it. It is very sheer, it's very blurring, and it's very finely milled. And the color of this is like this light peachy shade in the package, but it doesn't like add color. It's a very silky smooth powder. It's talc free, and it's very blurring and mattifying. I don't find it to be drying though, and I think this is a really nice drugstore translucent powder. I haven't found one that I liked that is talc free in a very long time, so I had to recommend this one to you guys. And I believe this is like $8 or something, and I have been reaching for this quite a bit. I have this on my face today along with many other powders, but this is the one that I use to set my concealer. So usually I will set my concealer first, and then if I want to add more coverage or brightness, I will use a different powder for that. So loving this lately. Next, I have a powder that I do like to bake with, and this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Setting Powder in the shade Banana. I have also been into the more pink powders, the Givenchy one and the Huda Cupcake, but sometimes the pinky doesn't really look the best on me. The Givenchy I like a little bit better because it is blended with a few other shades. It has like 4 different colors, but sometimes it is a little bit too shimmery to me because it does have a little bit of radiance to it. So I wanted to try something that was more banana shade. So this is in the shade Banana. I really like this. I have this on today. It adds a very matte finish. So if you're dry skin, I don't know if you would like this because it's very mattifying, which I appreciate because I do have combination skin. but it doesn't look cakey on me. It definitely blurs the pores and it adds a little bit of brightness with that banana shade. It's not too yellow of a banana. I would say this is like a, what would we say this is? This is not giving banana. This is giving like oatmeal maybe? I don't know. I don't know, but it's not really a yellow banana powder. I would say this is just like a really nice oatmeal. I don't know. Oatmeal? Not sure. But I really like this. If you have a tendency to get a little oily throughout the day, I think you will really like this. It is talc free and it makes my face look really nice and smooth. I do not use this on the perimeter of my face though, because it will change the color. I will use my Ilia or like the Revlon on the rest where I don't want it to alter the color at all. So the next up we have a pressed powder. I have been loving this. I have a TikTok using this, and I also used it in my wedding eye makeup video, not on my eyes, but on my face. And this is the Armani Luminous Silk Powder. I just love this. This is like a soft candlelit glow in a powder form. I also believe it's like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in powder form. It just adds like a really subtle amount of glow. And if you don't like wearing highlighter on your face, but you still want to look glowy, but you don't want to look shiny and you don't want to look like wet or dewy, this is a really great powder. So it is kind of like a weird consistency. Like it seems like it's going to be a cream when you like look at it, but it's really nice. It doesn't really add much coverage wise, and you're not even really going to be able to see this on my skin if I swatch it. But this is in the shade 6.5 and I have it on my skin. It just adds like a really nice, like kind of like blurring, soft focus glow. I avoid this in the center of my face because I don't want to enhance or add glow to the center. I like the center of my face to be nice and matte. So this looks really good all over, and I like to buff my face with this. So in my TikTok, you'll see me buff this all over as like a last step before I do setting spray, and it looks so pretty. It makes everything look airbrushed and like the Paris filter on Instagram. Like, you know, when you're taking an Instagram story and you swipe over, like I feel like it has like that really soft, diffused, glowy effect. So next, moving on, I wanted to mention a blush palette. I picked this up during the Sephora sale, and it's the Afterglow palette from NARS. So NARS comes out with blush palettes like this a lot, and a lot of the times I've tried them, I'm just like not wowed. They usually don't have the same amount of pigmentation as the singles of like the NARS blushes, but this is beautiful. I think this is going to be my staple for summer. As soon as I saw the colors, I hit add to cart. I was like, I need this for the summertime. So if you can find it in stock, I know it keeps selling out, you need to get it, but these are the colors. So the reasons that I wanted to get this, because I wanted to buy a single of this blush and I wanted to buy a single of this blush, and then I saw this palette and they were already here together. I was like, this is a sign. This is a sign. So this is the NARS Exhibit A, which is a bright red blush, obviously. And I love that sunburn vibe. So I cannot wait to wear this in the summer when I have like a real tan, not from a bottle, which I know is not good for me, but whatever. One and more tan, I think this is going to be so freaking fire. Literally, like it looks like fire. And then the other shade that drew me in is called Savage. So this one is a really nice kind of like bronzy blush, and it has shimmer in it. So pretty. I have this on today, so I have more of like a bronzy blush. I have like blushes layered on top of it though, so it's kind of like not the most accurate, but I have it out here. It's so nice. I love it. It's shimmery, but it's not too glittery, and I love it. So love those colors. And then this one drew me in as well. It's a nice like purpley shade, which I've been wanting to try because I've seen all those like TikTok videos, like if you have olive skin, you need to try a purple blush. So I got this one here, and I haven't tried it yet, but these colors I love, and the highlight in this palette is beautiful as well. I have it on my inner corner. It's just really pretty. It has kind of like a peachy undertone. So love this, and the pigmentation is amazing. They're very pigmented, so you want to definitely tap your brush off like on your hand first before going in straight to the face because they're super pigmented. So next up we have a little baby eyeshadow palette from the drugstore, and I probably should do a video with this because it's so cheap and I use it all the time and I just have never really talked about it. So this is from Almay, and this is the Intense Eye Color Shadow Palette. I think this is the one for brown eyes. Do you guys remember these like back during, well, it depends on if you're the same age as me, like, but I remember these like back during high school. Like I think my mom would buy these, like the one for blue eyes that had like blue and like copper colors in it, which is probably more flattering for blue eyes, but I like this one. This has just the prettiest shades in it. It has a dark brown here. It's like a nice cool brown that you can use to like do a shadow wing. It's not black, but it's just like a nice deep like ashy brown. So pretty. It has a nice warm brown to put like in the outer corner. This shade right here is like a matte with like a subtle bit of like shimmer in it. So nice to just swipe on the lid or put it on the brow bone. This up here is just a beautiful inner corner color, and this one I don't really use that much. It's more of like a rose gold, which I'm not super into, but maybe you'll be into it. I just think this is a nice little palette. The pigmentation is great. It blends great. I combine this with bronzer in my crease, and it's a look. It's a whole look, and it's cheap. So definitely would recommend that. My camera was just not recording anything I said, so that's cool. But next we have lip liner. So this is the one I've been wearing basically non-stop for the past several months. I wore this on my wedding day. I wear this pretty much every day, or every day that I'm wearing a lip product, I pair it with this. So it's Revlon Color Stay Longwear Lip Liner in the shade Nude. I swatched it on my hand here. I love it. It is not too warm. It's like the perfect cool tone, darker nude. I love it. I do not like when lip liners have warmth to them or like an oranginess. I hate it actually. So this one is the perfect shade for me. Lasts all day. It's cheap. It doesn't require me to get up off my lazy bum and get a pencil sharpener. I cannot be bothered with that. It can't be me. So I love this one, and it's super cheap. Like I said, like you should buy it. Then a lipstick I've been loving is the Lawless Wedding Day. I did not wear this on my wedding day. It's a little bit just too nude for me. I wanted something with a little bit more color, so I wore Chanel Lip Duo and Mary Pink, or Mary Rose, I believe it's called. So this is just a really nice nude, and I have it on my lips, but it's a very pale nude, and it is very matte as well. So there it is there. There it is also there. I really like this. It is not too pale if I pair it with a darker liner like that, but sometimes I like a paler nude, and this has really been doing it for me. So I love that. And then also for lipsticks, I've been obsessed with these Dior Lip Glow Color Reviver Balms. So these are not really lipsticks, but they are a balm. So this is the shade 001. I love this one. I also have it in Rosewood, and I also have it in Cherry. So I did an Instagram Reels with this, and you can see this on there as well. So it goes on like very, 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 very sheer, but it adapts to your lips' natural pH and just gives the most beautiful tint to your lips. It's super moisturizing. The tint lasts for hours, and it just looks really healthy and natural. It smells minty. It's moisturizing. It looks good on its own. It looks good with a lip liner, and I just love it. So definitely would recommend these if you want something that's not super makeup-y, like not glossy, not too lipsticky, just like your lips but better is how I described it in my Instagram video. I just love these, and I need to get the shade beige. A lot of you guys told me to get the shade beige, so I need to get that next, but this is the shade pink. So is it pink? Yeah, just called Pink. Then I have two mascaras to mention. These are very different, but I wanted to mention both because I do wear both a lot. A lot of times I will layer this one though. So this is the YSL Lash Clash. This is like the best volumizing mascara that I have tried. Like it is purely for volume. I think it's a great layering mascara because it gives you volume in like one swipe. Like you don't have to layer it, you don't have to build it up, it's just like instant volume. It has a very big brush though, so I would keep that in mind, but it's a very black formula. It holds my curl, and this does not flake or smudge, none of that whatsoever for me at all, which is huge. And it also holds my curl pretty well. So a lot of volumizing mascaras I feel like just make my lashes very like straight. So this I think is great paired with a more lengthening mascara, say like Benefit Roller Lash. This is a good one. And I have actually been trying to layer this with L'Oreal Telescopic because I bought that one and I don't like it on its own at all, but with this one I do like it, so that's a good combo. And then another one that I've been liking just on its own that a few of you guys recommended to me, and I believe I tried this when it first came out and I didn't love it, but I decided to give it another chance because a lot of people said to try it, and it's the Lancome Lash IDOLE, not really sure, but this is great for curling and lengthening as well. Not super duper volumizing. It actually reminds me a lot of the Maybelline Lash Sensational from the drugstore, but I like this one a little bit better. I like that the brush is very like bendy. I feel like you can really get where you want it to when it has a little bit of flexibility to it rather than a really hard stiff brush, because a lot of brushes that are like this, like the rubber, they're very hard and I feel like I don't really like working with them. But this one, I don't know if you can see, but it's like very like bendy, which I like, and it's very black as well, so I've really been liking that one. So I think that was the last of it. Yeah, I think I've been talking for way too long, so I'm gonna wrap it up. And that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have everything linked in the description box with all the shades and everything for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. I don't know what that was. Bye.